Hi guys, it's Marcia with Buy Sell Plan. Welcome back to another Plan With Me video. I'm going to be recapping the month of July and getting everything set up for the month of August. It is late, it's August the 3rd. I have been way too busy to be setting this up, and it's like a working vacation type of month here for the month of August. We are pretty much at the cottage here for the whole month, apart from when we have to go back to town here and there for work-related things. So we're really kind of in vacation mode. But I have got things set up in my compact, just not in my classic. So as you can see, I've moved into my Anna binder, and I just love this binder so much. Just the pale pink Anna binder. And I have taken some inserts out. So the last time I used this, I found the snap closure was quite tight. So this time I'm finding it's quite easy. Let me just move my stickers out of the way here. Okay, so while I have this open, I'm going to take out my monthly task card here, and it has the order of how I do my planning. So I'm just going to put that right there on my laptop. So I have this just nice and light and pretty for summer. So this here's from Jane's Agenda. I just love this clear aesthetic look. I made this with a paper pad, scrapbook paper pad, and I just love how it layers with this. It's just so pretty and so summery. And then some things I kept in here from when I was in my vintage Aurora. Love this from Jane's Agenda. And this is also from Jane's Agenda. I got it in a subscription box. I think it was the January theme subscription box. And then some from my first Sterling ink subscription box. So I trim these down and just put them in here. So pretty, I love it. Okay, so I have taken out my inserts from June. So all I have left in here are my monthlies. So there's my monthly for June and my monthly for July. I meant to say July, not June. I took out my dailies for July, and then this is my monthly. So I have not done anything at all with August yet. So I'm gonna set that up with you guys today. I pretty much did all my calculations. So normally what I do is my month recap and my year-to-date recap. So that's the first thing that I do. So I'm going to go to my CEO tab, and then within my CEO tab, I have some top tabs here. So my first top tab is social media, and then my team tab, which is where I have all, oh, that's social media, sorry. No, this is my team tab, starts here. And so, yeah. And this is where I have my notes from my 411s with my team. I guess I can take that out. June is over. But, let's see here. So that's the team stuff. And then I have my recap section. It's another top tab that I have here. Okay. So this is the first quarter, second quarter. Those are my numbers there. This is my year-to-date as of July the 31st. I went ahead and just did this because I did not bring a calculator with me to the cottage, nor do I have one. So I always use my phone to do my calculations. And so that's why I did this ahead of time. And then here are the team numbers. So I've got how we did as a team here. And then my numbers. Don't look at my numbers. And then Preet and Tyler. So there's Preet's numbers for July and Tyler's numbers for July. And then I added them all up, mine and the teams, to get where we are for the month of July, how we did. I'll zoom in a little bit here so you can see. So we did well in some areas and not so well in others. So as a team, we were ahead by 161 contacts, but we were behind in everything else. So our leads, we were behind by 23, appointments booked behind by 4, appointments held behind by 17, Contract signed, off by 6, and then off by 3 for transactions. Actually, that transactions is wrong. We did 3 transactions. You know what is funny is when I did my numbers, I completely forgot that I sold 2 houses last month. Oh my gosh, I really am like, I've got vacation brain going here. We've had company up. We've been at the lake every day. It's been so nice. We actually have a heat wave today, so that noise that you hear is our air conditioner. I like to turn it off when I film, but it is way too hot. So right now it's 28 degrees Celsius, but the heat advisory said that it's gonna feel more like 40 degrees. So we're keeping the AC on. Okay, so -1 for transactions. However, our gross commission income, we are really ahead based on our commission goal. And when we're in real estate, we really make our goals for the year set on our commission goal. So if numbers are off, but we're still on track for our commission, that typically means that the average price point that we're selling in is higher than when we did our goals the previous year, and that is the case. Our average price point is up this year compared to last year. Right now, though, we are in a market shift. We are transitioning into a buyer's market. So the average price point is matching where we were this time last year. But the time that we did the bulk of our transactions this year was in the first 2 quarters. And the average price point was like 200,000 more than last year. So it's been very interesting to see. The numbers have not been completely reliable, I guess you could say, because of how our crazy market is. So anyhow, okay, so I've got my team numbers here, and then so that's my monthly recap there. So that's how we did for the month of July, and then this is where we are for the year. So year to date as of July the 31st. So for contacts, we are ahead by 4483. So we're definitely talking to enough people. And we are ahead in our leads by 9. Our appointments booked, we're ahead by 8. Appointments held, we're off by 1. Contracts signed, we're off by 2. Transactions, we're off by 1. We've done 24 and we should be at 25 by the end of July. And then our conversion, it's showing that 68% of the appointments that we book actually happen. And then out of the appointments that happen, 64% are hiring us. And then out of the ones who hire us and sign an agreement with us to work with us, 75% are transacting. So these are actually really good numbers, because when we did our numbers for the year, it was 68% as of last year. How we did last year, 68% of our clients transacted, just because the market just kept going up and up and up, and a lot of buyers just could not buy a house. So now that is going the other way. Yeah, so it's very interesting. So that's my month and my year-to-date recap done. Okay, I'm gonna go to my goals tab next. So the next up on my list is to review my quarterly goals. So I'm gonna be setting my August goals with you today. So here, let's take a look here. Let's dive in, see how we're doing. Okay, so for July, when I do my weekly plan with me's, I like to go through this. So that's why you're seeing check marks and X's based on what's happened and what absolutely didn't happen or wasn't going to happen. So my top 3 focuses were business, operations, and wellness. So based on my business goals, was to do team role play 3 times a week. That didn't happen. Team calls twice a week. That has happened. That has been happening. Market intel twice a week. So the team is doing their market intel twice a week, but my goal was to do it with them. So I did do it quite a few times in July. It just wasn't 2 times per week. And then help agents with their path to top 1% agent. So I have been doing that. And then Agent Academy, that's a like masterclass or webinars. How long did it go for? 12 weeks? No, it didn't go for 3 months. It went for quite a while. It was once a week. It was awesome. So we got the recordings so that we can really take our time and watch the replays. So my goal was to focus on that, but that didn't happen. Operations, action plans 100%. Are they 100%? So our seller action plan is done and our buyer action plan is done. So they're completed. So I'm going to check that off because they are completed, but are they 100%? Well, that probably was a little ambitious writing that down, because when you start or when you implement something, is it going to be 100% right away? Probably not. There's trial and error, right? There's, yeah, you have to kind of go through the process to see what's working, what's not working. So anyhow, they are done finally. And now it's just implementing. And so we are monitoring that, see how many action plans we have going at one time and how we are doing with those. Inventory 100% so that the team has the tools that they need. We are good with that. Implement development plan in the 411s and check in. So we did performance reviews in July. So it was premature to have in here to implement the development plans because we just did them the last week of July. So that will be transferred over to this month. Content brainstorm session, we did do that. And then film videos, we did not do any filming for content. And then my wellness goal was to be in bed by midnight. That absolutely has not happened. Maybe it happened once or twice. I'm a night hawk, you guys. Hydration, huge focus. I have been doing so good with my hydration. I've got my water here right now. As I'm filming this, all I'm drinking is water. And of course, decaf coffee. Read 20 minutes, a minimum of 3 times a week. Have I been doing it 3 times a week? I wouldn't say necessarily 3 times a week, but I have been reading. I'd have to look back and see if I have been reading 3 times per week. I feel like, yeah, 2 or 3 times. I'm gonna leave that open for now. Let's see how I'm doing. These were my goals for the third quarter, so July, August, and September. So let's see how I'm doing so far. Action plans in full force, so we've got 2 months to get those. So they are done. July was about getting them done and implementing them, and then we've got August and September to monitor those. So we are on the right track. Team calls twice a week. Well, since we didn't do it in July, or I didn't do the team calls with my team in July, my team, they've been doing their calls together, which is awesome. And I've been pretty much like July and August, our goal is to be at the cottage and work from the cottage. So that is not happening. I'm not with the team. So I guess we can just cross that off. Operations meeting monthly. We are on pace. We are doing that. Teams up to be 100% with their objections. We're getting there. Operations weekly powwow. It's been more informal. I would like to have something that's scheduled. So that's something to pay attention to there. Social media focus and bulk recording. It's really hard when we're in summer mode. Weekly market updates. Have not been doing my weekly market updates. 15th protocol. We've been doing well with that. My administrator to be 100% with her planner. She's doing so good. I'm so pleased. She's writing everything down. I have her on the day on 2 pages, and she's really enjoying it. She says it's been a game changer for her because she was relying on sticky notes and writing to-dos and tasks down on sticky notes. And I started to notice a trend that she'd be scrambling on her desk looking for information, and like, she needs a planner. So she's loving it. She's doing so well with it, and it's really helping us to see how she is, like what she's doing with her day. I have her, at the top of every hour, just sitting down and writing down what she did over the last hour in her planner. And she's been doing that. So that's helpful for us too, to see like how long it's taking her to get certain tasks done and projects done, so that if there's an opportunity for more training, if she can be more efficient with something, we're able to get on that right away. So that's been instrumental. So I'm very pleased with that. And then procedures manual and onboarding manual, we're not there yet. Hopefully by the end of September, we will have it started at least. I don't see it getting done, just based on, especially based on her performance review and her development plan that we put in place. These are kind of not high priority items yet. All right, so that's how I am doing so far with my goals for the third quarter. Okay, so that was my quarterly goals. and then the month's goals. So I need to set up my month goals, my top 3 goals. I will be speeding this part up, and I'm just going to dig in, have a look here to see what needs to get migrated and kind of do a little brainstorm on, oops, sorry. I have to remember to look at the camera and see what angle I have it on. Yeah, do a little brainstorm on what my top 3 priorities are for the month of August. Okay, so I'm gonna speed this part up. All right, so my top 3 focuses for August are systems, wellness, and development. So for my systems, our seller and buyer guide to be completed. We've been working on these for quite some time, so the goal is to have them completed. Definitely by the end of August, but our goal is within the next week. Monitor our action plans and tweak where necessary, and then content for email subscribers. So we have a monthly newsletter that goes out every month, and we've just switched to a different format and a different kind of newsletter, but we want to evolve it so that it's not just about, it's not a newsletter per se, it's just an email, you know, like insider list, right? So we're working on content that will only be shared on that platform, so we won't be sharing it on social media. It's going to be specific for our email insiders. So that's what we're working on there. Wellness, physio 3 times per week, read 2 books for pleasure, and then I'm going to read a book called Hormone Intelligence. I started it when I first purchased it. I read quite a bit of it, and then I just stopped because I've been reading the Bridgerton books. Those are way more fun, but I want to get through those, and because being kind of in vacation mode here, really our working day, like Tuesday is a regular working day for us. The other days we just take care of work tasks as needed, but they're not like a structured work day. We definitely want to get a lot of playtime in, a lot of lake time, having family up and friends and things like that, and just really soaking up the last bit of summer that we can. So yeah, I've just really been focusing on reading for, reading for pleasure. And then low sugar eating plan. We've been doing really well with that. Ryan and I started, it's been 3 weeks for sure, a little over 3 weeks. And it's just mainly for more energy. It's to help me with my hormones. And I have to say, I feel a lot better. I have a lot more energy. This past cycle, actually, I wasn't lightheaded. Like my symptoms were a lot less than what they normally are. So I'm not sure if there's a correlation yet. That takes time, but it's going really well. And then for my husband, he's lost weight. Like we don't weigh ourselves, but he's gone down 3 belt buckles, like 3 holes in his belt buckle. So amazing. But we just feel so much better. So that's a really huge focus. And all we really did there is we're not eating bread or pasta. We are only eating whole foods. So nothing packaged, nothing prepackaged, nothing that's packaged. It's all fresh and whole foods. And it does take a lot more planning and a lot more prepping, but we are determined to stick to it. And then development. So I'm going to be taking advantage of the month of August to really focus on my professional development. So Dream Clients Academy, Time to Thrive in the Jilly Academy. So the Dream Clients Academy is based on, if you're familiar with your human design. So I did a masterclass a little over a week ago. And no, almost a week ago, and it was amazing. I had heard about human design, gosh, for the last couple of years, just didn't really look into it. So I thought there was somebody in my community that was offering a free masterclass because she has done coaching with a human design coach for the last year, and I've seen how it has completely changed her business. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go on this masterclass, and yeah, it was really awesome. So I signed up for a year of this Dream Clients Academy. I'll share more if you're interested as I go. My first class, it's a live class, will be on the 7th of August. So excited for it to get started with that. And then Time to Thrive is a Tony Robbins, what's his name, Dean something or other, that I signed up for, and it's like 4 days. I've just watched the replay. I just don't have the time through the day to sit there and, for I think it's 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours each day. So I watch the replay because then I can like pause it, I can take notes, but I'm really excited about that. And that's all about thriving. And so far anyways, I just watched like the first hour last night. The sky's the limit. What can you offer based on your skill set that will benefit other people, and just thinking big on how you can pursue your passions and things like that. So, and then the Jilly Academy is all about branding. So I've already done this, but now that I have a year under my belt, I want to do it again, because I find with things like this, when I do it like 2 or 3 times, each time I absorb more and I'm able to think beyond where I was at that time, if that makes sense. So those are my goals for the month of August. All right, let's see where we are next. Scheduling my month. So that is what is next. Let's go there. I'm gonna take these out. It's a pretty light month. I don't have a lot scheduled actually. And I don't have the schedule yet for my Dream Clients Academy. So once I do, I'll be having that scheduled in as well. So this is pretty much just like through the day, we've been focusing on, Ryan and I, we get a little bit of work done, and then we spend time at the lake, we go for walks, like we're just really enjoying the summer. And then after dinner, we go for an after dinner walk, and then we do spend another hour or 2 working on things that we want to work on. So for me, it's going to be my professional development, and it has been this past week. And then of course my planner stuff and journaling and things like that. My reading I do through the day. I just lay on the beach and I read for an hour, and then I go in the water for a while, and then I lay down on the beach again and read some more. I really enjoy that, just listening to the sounds of the waves while I'm reading. It's quite relaxing. So it's going to be a pretty light week. So I'm going to put my appointments in. Actually, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to put my appointments in and probably do a little bit of decorating. I'm going to speed that part up because I know you're probably here more for the planning than you are the decorating, and that is okay. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see more of what I'm doing. Okay. All right, I'm going to speed this part up. Okay, I'm gonna keep it nice and simple. So this is my month. Oh, I forgot to put my closings in. Okay, let me do that real quick. But yeah, so that's my month. Keeping it nice and simple, not really going crazy with deco and things like that. Pretty easy month actually, and I like it. Okay, let me find my closings. There we go. Oh, I only have one closing in August, so that is easy. So what I like about that with this one closing is that we don't have to go to town for that one because it's a listing that we sold. So there's no buyer visits or anything like that that we need to do. We coordinate them, of course, with the agent who represented the buyer. And that's about it. And then, of course, we're there to answer questions and things like that if they need us. But yeah, I like this. I like that it's nice and simple. One of my favorite sticker books is the Simply Lovely from the Happy Planner. I've had this for a few years. They did not sell this one in Canada. My sister went across the border and picked them up, and I asked her to get me a couple, so she did. So this one's almost empty. Yeah, there's some sheets in here that I've completely used up. So I just love the soft colors, and they just complement the pink inserts so well. So something that I wanted to show you, okay, so normally at this part here too, when I schedule my month, then I do my master task list. So I'm not gonna do a master task list in here. I did one here. I'm finding, I don't know, I don't know that this 100% works for me. So what I did was in my compact, which guys, I am loving this binder so much. I think, pretty sure I finally have a planner piece in my compact. So what I did was in these, so I'm using these month on one page. Oh gosh, what shop are these from? It's a printable. These are printables. So I printed myself, cut it, trimmed it, rounded the corners. I just put stickers on. I have a few more things that got scheduled, so I need to cross-reference now and put those in here. But I just like the simplicity of this. And then what I did is on the back, I put to do. So this is sort of like my master task list for the month. And I've just, as thoughts have come to my mind, tasks have come to my mind, I've written them down on here. And so that's really what this is gonna be. It's just gonna be ongoing. And I'm finding that I'm looking in this more than I am my classic. So I'm thinking, okay, that's a sign, right? Like my planning is evolving. And now that my business, look at all the correction tape I had to use because I was looking at June and I put all of June's appointments here. So I just used correction. I'm like, I'm not printing this insert out again. So I just used correction tape and put them in. I just want to have the previous month in here. That's why I did this. It's kind of like, did I need to do it? You know, but anyways, that's why I did that because I like to reference the previous month. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to that. It's like, what's bringing me planner peace? What's bringing me happiness? This little guy is bringing me happiness. I'm finding like this is my workhorse. This is like all of my main planning and things like that is in here. But it's not information I need with me on a daily basis because I don't reference a lot of this stuff daily. Weekly, yes. Daily, not so much. So what I've done, so yeah, so I put my master task list here pretty much. It's just, yeah, it's a monthly task list. These are all the things I want to get done in the month of July or August rather. So I've got the rest of the year in here for those. And then I have this week at a glance from Paper Test Designs. So that's this week here that we're on. And this is from Calixta Creations. I just cut the holes there so that's easy to take out, and then this lets me know that this is today. And that's kind of all I'm really needing, I find. I do like, one thing I do like is having a spot daily for tasks. Oh, my husband did that. I went into my plan. He was so funny. I'm like, you've been up to something, I can tell. And then he's like, maybe you want to plan something. So then I took out my planner and he found my, I don't even know where he found that. I think he found that in this planner. Yeah, he did. And he wrote me, oh my gosh, he's a cheese ball. Anyways, what was I even saying? I get distracted by that little love note. I forget. So I'll watch it back later when I'm editing and I'll be like, oh yeah. Daily tasks. So I do like, so sometimes I am going through here, right? Like yesterday. Let me show you. Yesterday was the 2nd. And I was just like, okay, I know that I need to get all of this done. And I just wrote them here because I have these dailies, but I feel they're kind of a waste if it's not a working day, because I don't really have a schedule being here at the cottage. And I don't need to write in, like with this, I always go back in and I write down everything that I did. It's a form of memory keeping for me. But I'm even getting away from this now that I'm in my Hobonichi. I'm doing that in my Hobonichi, and this, I'm finding I'm not really needing that. I do love these. I think these are from Roro Designs. These are printables as well. Basically, my entire compact is printables, which is how I wanted to do it. It's like less than $20 to set this up. Apart from stuff I already had. Like I already had the Jane's Agenda vellum dashboard. I already had these from a year ago. These are from Franklin Planner. But other than that, it cost me less than $20 to set this up, which is what I wanted. I want it to be nice and cheap because we know how much planning can cost. Anyhow, I love these. Believe it or not, even though these are small, I'm finding I have so much room that I'm not even using it all for my tasks. So it is still a work in progress as far as my dailies, but I really love my week at a glance. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel like we'll see. I don't know yet for 2023 if I'm going to order like a planner. I feel like I may just continue using my classic as a reference binder for all of the heavy duty planning. And then my compact is everyday carry. It's what I need on a daily basis. So what I also wanted to share with you, something that I did last night. I use GoodNotes. And I made, hang on here. I made a folder. Oops, that's not the one. Meeting templates. I made a folder. So here's my monthly team meeting template. Oh gosh, they were all supposed to, oh, you know what? Okay, I need to fix that. Anyways, this is my 411 notes with Preet. Okay, and then I have Tyler's in here, my weekly sales meeting prep. So I write it all down and then I write it up on my whiteboard when I'm doing my meetings with my team. Because I'm like, how can I make this more simplified so I don't need to carry such a heavy planner with me to the office? So there's that. And what else did I do? My monthly recap. So I just showed you these in here when I was doing my recap. That's social team recap. Here we go. Right, so these, because there are times that I do need to reference these numbers, but I don't want to bring my whole binder because I may need to reference this once a week in a meeting. So then I'm thinking I may just put them on here, right? There's the team one and so on and so forth. So that's sort of where I am at in terms of simplifying simplifying things. Here's my quarterly. I'm not sure that I'll use it in here, but I made one for 2023 so I can start planning for 2023 on my iPad. Anyhow, so just, you know, stay tuned for how I evolve my system. I did print out, I have a CEO section in here, and I did print out my 2022 quarterly goal planning. I did fill it in so that way I have this on hand. I can see like what are my goals for the whole year, my focuses for the whole year, and broken down per quarter, right? And so this is from July. I'm going to fill in August now that I've done it. I know it's kind of redundant because I just did it on my big one, but you know, I've been doing my plan with me's in here since day one, and I've got a system going, so I figured for continuity I'll, you know, keep it in here. However, I'm leaning more towards my compact. I didn't think I would have enough room, but I have more than enough room, especially if I use a pen that has a smaller tip. Yeah, so I don't know, that's where I'm at, guys. I did print these out too, thinking I'm going to be, you know, with my team when I do their 4-in-1 and I can just write down notes from their meetings in here. I'm not sure. I also put them on my iPad. I'll probably play around with it and see what works. This I always have with me. My iPad, not necessarily. I will bring it to the office. Tuesdays are when we have our team meetings. So after the summer is over, I'll be back in the office every Tuesday with the team. So I know that I'll bring this with me, but as far as day to day, I won't be bringing this with me. So if you do kind of a dual planning, let me know how that works for you, as far as like some stuff on an iPad, some stuff in a paper planner. I would love to know. I got the idea. I was watching a YouTube video, the planner spot. I was watching one of hers and how she made her planner a lot less chunky because she put a lot of things on her iPad, and I was like, light bulb moment. That was brilliant. So that's what got me started doing that. Okay, so the last thing on my list here was to transfer tasks. I didn't have much on my master task list, so there wasn't really much to transfer. Content has already been transferred. Content brainstorm was done. Seller presentation has been transferred to my goal planning, and then operations meeting, I do still need to book that. So yeah, there's not much to transfer. And then the last thing, I know I said that that was the last thing, but the last thing was filling in my trackers, which I did. Social media tracker. So I made this on Canva, and I'll probably, I'm not sure for 2023 if I will continue doing this on paper or transfer this to my iPad as well. Not really sure, but I put my starting numbers up here. So this was at the very beginning of the year, like beginning of January, and then this is how I've grown or haven't grown. Some accounts very slow, some like my buy sell plan Instagram has exploded. I started with $11.99, I'm now at $85.04. Like what? Pretty cool. My buy sell plan YouTube, I started at 1276 subscribers. I'm now at 1740. Love that. My real estate Instagram account started at 1659. I'm at 1904. Not that like I watch these heavily. I don't look at the analytics on a daily basis. And I know all the social media gurus tell you to do that and pay attention to what posts get the most, you know, views and likes and blah, blah, blah. And I don't know, I post for me and for my community, but I post for me. So, but it still is neat to see. Like I'm not really obsessing about that at the moment. My activity tracker, oh man, July. I have just, guys, I've been in vacation mode. Yeah, like I sold a couple houses last month. I've got a couple listings on right now that we were preparing for last month, all that stuff. But as far as like getting on the phones and just the hustle and the grind of just, yeah, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Our summers are too short, so I'm just soaking up every second that I can. And that's it, you guys. That is everything on my task list. that is my July recap and set up for August. I hope that was beneficial and helpful for you and enjoyable. If you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comments below. If you follow me on Instagram, I know a lot of you like to message me there. Either way, love chatting with you guys, answering questions that you have. And if you are new to my channel, please like and subscribe if you like functional planning videos. And thank you for watching, you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.